All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Juventus Hollywood and Friends. Let's start with greeting our usual suspects, Bilone and Santa Barbara. And
Hey
then
guys.
we have Andrea. It's not your first time, is it?
It's second time.
Second time. Andrea is a member of our fan club, Hollywood. Edo in Boston. And Mauro in the Silicon Valley.
Hello.
All right. So a week has passed and a lot has happened. So the last time we talked with an episode, it was the first game without Tudor. Brambilla, was on the bench. We won. I think it was against Udinese, and there were rumors that Spalletti could have been our coach. Well, he's our coach now. So he is now sitting on the bench, and he has been sitting on the bench for the past two games, one Serie A and one in Champions League. So without further ado, I'm gonna just give you guys the stage, and let's start with our latest guest. Andrea, tell me what you think about Spalletti. How do you evaluate, if you can, this past couple of days? We played one game in Serie A, one in Champions League, and
let me start with this. I think, like amongst all the available options, Spalletti for sure it's the best one that could ever happen to us in this moment of time, in this historical moment of time for Juventus. I've been watching both of the games. Definitely, you can tell there's a different kind of spirit with the squad, and something has happened within the locker room for sure. And finally, we can start seeing a little bit of the old Juventus spirit that has been missing for quite a lot, I would say. Not only that, finally we play football again.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So yes, I mean we're seeing like some sort of improvement. Why is that? Meaning, like, Spalletti's been on the bench for less than a week, right? I think it's going to be a week on Friday or so. What could have been done like in a few days? Like, what changed? Why we're playing better?
For sure, he could have been done a lot, of course, because the days that he had at his disposal weren't that much. I think he started working with our players' like attitude and way of thinking. And the second easiest thing that he could have done was to place the players in their right roles, which is something that, like in the past few months, a lot of players were misplaced. I'm thinking about Kalulu. I'm thinking about Cup Miners.
Mm-hmm.
He did us the easiest thing possible, like start to play football and put the players in their right roles. And I don't know if he will be the savior, if he will be the one that is going to lead us for a long time or not. But at least I've seen something changing.
Okay. Well, let's say hi to Giovanni here, with a stunning group tonight. Edo, same question for you. What happened? Why we're playing better in a few days?
I think the mental aspect is big. I think in one of his press conferences, I don't know if it's the official intro one or some pregame ones. He says that the players were looking at him with that sort of tell us what to do. Like we're here, we're waiting for somebody to tell us what to do or like how to get out of this. And he's got so much experience at all levels, honestly, because he coached in like smaller teams, bigger teams. So there's very little he hasn't seen in his career for sure. And I think he's able to just push a few buttons, like the right ones, and we're just seeing a different attitude. Like if you think about the last game, when we had that almost 1-2 punch when they scored and then they hit the bar, like what, 30 seconds later or something,
2 minutes
you
later.
know, that thing could have just destroyed the whole thing because we're weak. We tend to be a weak team, but we were able to just say, okay, you know what? Maybe we dodged the bullet there, even though I think it was kind of offside, but because there is a player standing in front of Di Gregorio on the
Right.
on the crossbar thing. But then, I mean, we showed a lot of grit. Even players that haven't quite done so. I'm thinking of Miners. Like physically, he was beaten every time this year and last year, for that matter. He's showing some sort of, I don't know, physicality. Is just.
But how can that change in 3 days?
I mean,
now we're talking about like the physical fitness of a player.
No, because
right?
it's not the physical fitness. It's like the attitude you play with. Like, if your mind isn't right, then you're not gonna play. You might be very fit, but you're not gonna play to your maximum because I don't know. Your mind is somewhere else. You're not plugged in. It's just. I mean, Vlahovic is the same. Mentally. I think he's been in a great physical shape all year long, but like mentally, he has not been like that. We've seen over the past 3 games. He's not been that kind of guy every game this year. So there's got to be some sort of flip, something flipped in his mind and say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to give it 100%.
Mauro, and before I ask, there are a lot of Bilo's fans tonight here. Bilo brewing something. Bilo looks great,
Paying them like $10 each? Is he paying like $10 each for?
I don't know. I mean, he might. Mauro, do you agree with the Edo?
Yes, I mean there is an emotional reaction after you change coach. It happened last year when Tudor took over. Compared to the 4-0, 3-0 with Mata, there was a bit of a shakeup. I think players do feel more responsibility when something like this happens. I do agree that Spalletti seems to have put players in the right position, like Cambiaso on the right, I think plays better. I'm not sure if I would have said that Miner's center back left was the right position because I don't know if he ever played there. But
I think he has. I think in his press conference he mentioned that he has played in that position, and I kind of like didn't pay attention to it. Then I saw him there. I was like, oh, that's why he said that. He was already thinking that, I think.
Yeah, but we have been certainly play better. There are still players that seem to be not perfect shape. Ildiz, Thuram, I think they're still not playing where they should. I'm still perplexed about the goalie as well. But overall, yeah, I mean, it's difficult after 2 games, as you said, Giulio, to figure out if he's something tactical that Spalletti really did. I think he's for now still on the emotional wave. And we'll see, Turin Derby, I think it's a good enough test to see how we will do.
Pilone, speaking of tactical, do you think it changed something? That these are many players?
No, I want to talk about. There is something we change for sure already. That you see that, but I agree with Edo. Is a mental aspect and the kind of sense of hope that we arrive at a point we were like, I don't think we're gonna ever pass this like stretch of losing games and tying and. It's never gonna be over, and now I kind of like see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we all hopeful that is not a tear that is coming in our direction and take us down. That's the end of the tunnel. So this is what I feel like. We have a lot of hope, and So far, in the way he talks, in the way he performs also on the bench, I think about last Serie A match when we were like at the end of the game and there was just a switch on the throw-in and he went crazy. It was not because he want to put the pressure too much on the ref, but he want to lose time because he know that at the point after you lost so many games and you allow to score a goal like the one of Vardy, you want to be like lose a little bit and make sure that everybody sees you that you're under control. You're like, like in the situation, I want to lose a little bit of time. I want to get a yellow. I want to make sure the players see me, that I'm there to take a bullet for them and I'm going to slow down. That experience basically is what it is. He's a coach that has been coaching for a long time. So he's been in that situation probably at any level. He coach probably in every level in the professional team in Italy. So yeah, he has
Yeah,
a lot of experience for sure. Yeah.
I think that what the situation is telling us is that a lot of responsibility still falls back on the players. I agree with Mauro when he says that players are feeling now responsible, feeling the pressure. We saw this little change with Tudor. We saw, I think, now a bigger, reaction compared to Tudor in terms of how they play. Because I was curious, when I saw them playing with Udinese and then with Cremonese, I was curious to see how they would have reacted in a game when we were like one down and they had to chase. And we saw that. We saw that with Sporting. They didn't just crumble. They just put their heads down and were just hammering. Boom, boom. That's how we've always done, and that tells me that the players like somehow now understood that a lot of responsibility falls on them, whether before they were relying or hiding behind the coaches, or it's a coach responsibility, it's their fault, they need to motivate us. Maybe they understood that it's on them. And I hope that now Spalletti can keep the tension at that level. That's my take, because I don't think a coach can do much in 4 days.
I think Vlahovic sort of mentioned it. He said that, when you replace 3 coaches in a year and a half, then at some point, it's got to be the players too. Like, it cannot just be as simple as, the coach is not good, let's get a new one in.
Do you think this helped? What John is saying?
I agree with it. I agree. I said that last week. I think it was a good motivation for the players. It was somebody who was not a part of our organization, but everybody respect, and yeah, he can say that. So he had no problem to say it.
All right, let's talk about the players. Some players. All right, there are certain names that are always like in the mouth of people when doing good or bad. Right now, for some reason, Di Gregorio seems to be the target of our fan base. All right, Andrea, how do you feel about him?
I don't know.
I mean, be honest. Like, whatever you feel.
I feel he's a good goalkeeper, definitely. I don't know if he's the best in Serie A. I don't know if the sum of the mistakes that he has been doing lately is just bad luck, or is just not good enough for Juventus.
Do you think he could have saved that goal with the Sporting Lisbona?
I think that he could have done more, definitely. I don't know if he could have saved it. He has been very unlucky, but also he could have done more. Especially not the goal. I would say the second shoot, when the ball hit the post, he was very not well positioned. And I don't know. Personally, I don't have trust in him. He's a good goalkeeper, but not the one that would deserve.
It's not a Juve player. You think,
No,
right?
there's another guy who is the goalkeeper in Barcelona now that I would have kept.
Well, and here then brings me this, Abram saying like it happened to Tech as well. I agree with him. I think Tech made a lot of mistakes when he was.
I think Tech had a different kind of problem, and he acknowledged that he had a mental problem that he needed to like take care of, and it was affecting his way of playing. Di Gregorio, I don't know. I know that he is putting a lot of effort. You can tell he's doing that, but when he delivers on the pitch, I don't know, something happens, and the mistakes are starting to sum up. And of course, a lot of Juventus fans are struggling with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I know Billo has a different opinion with this, so I want to hear his.
But in particular about Tech, Tech back then it was real left and right for our fan base. And I remember it was one of the few defending him, and now it's time for him. I talk about that many times. The problem,
what about Di Gregorio?
The problem is Buffon. The problem is that we had Buffon for 20 years, and everything else it comes after him is not good enough.
If we look at Di Gregorio, just let's forget about Buffon. I don't think we have anybody in the team that can be compared with the great players of the past. Yeah. Maybe one day Yildiz will get there. It's the only one who's showing some potential. But so, if we look at Di Gregorio, has it been that bad? Meaning, have his performances affected the final score that often, or is it just a perception?
To me, no. I like the way he plays. I start to like the build-up. He's not a very vocal goalkeeper. I like more the people like in the back, they direct the defense. And I will hope by the time that you start to playing with us for already a year, you already have more confidence to tell to your defense where to be in certain situation. That for sure is something I don't like too much. But beside that, I don't remember too many mistakes from him beside the Champions League match when he received the 2 goals on his post.
Borussia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was the main one. The first season he had last year, if we had Champions League, to me, one that to be creditable is Di Gregorio.
Edo, and let's all acknowledge this. Just let's take a second. So many fans will. What are Di Gregorio's strengths and what are his weaknesses as a goalie? What do you think?
I don't know what the strengths are, but the weaknesses.
That's not a good start. Okay. Holy shit. Okay.
I don't know. I have a glaring. To be fair, I think he could have done nothing to save that Sporting goal. It's a freaking bullet to the far post that bounces in. Unless your arms are telescopic and they can just
Yeah.
It's a really tough one. And even I heard people complaining about the Vardy goal against Cremonese. He didn't come out far enough and then kind of stayed back. But there is one guy, Gatti doing whatever he's doing, and then you have a guy just in front of the goal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are two tough ones to save. My biggest issue with him is, I don't know. He seems very tentative, to sort of get out of his area and just don't wait for the ball to get to you. Just go punch it out, do whatever. Just be more proactive. He seems very sort of scared, and then the timing is also off because when you think twice, then when you do it, it's too late and you messed up already. But this year, you take away that Dortmund game was pretty bad. But then, And same thing goes for the Real Madrid game. Maybe without him, we lose like 3-0 or something because he saved a couple big ones.
Man.
So
He
it's,
saved.
probably the least of our problems right now, or sort of like if you were to rank them, definitely not at the top. But yeah, the question is, we went out of our way to spend, what is that, 20 million to just get a
Wow.
new goalie. Sort of, I don't know. In
They
retrospect,
need to lower the salary cap too. Like
It's true,
Tech
it's
was
true.
getting like 6.5 million, and they didn't want his salary spread over 2 or 3 years. So there was.
I think his confidence has to grow pretty much like everybody else's confidence on the roster, because sort of like we're playing with the dark cloud on our head, thinking, okay, maybe we're not that good, or we're never gonna, make it through the next stage or whatever. Just has to grow, But he has the skills to be a more than average keeper. That's fine. I mean,
Mauro, do you feel that what has been said here reflects what's actually happening, or like somebody else said, the problem is the past, meaning it's inevitable to compare, and so when you compare, it's going to look small always, because I feel that he has pulled some great saves out of the hat, like, top class saves, and he's been like a little insecure in certain moments. But like, you think it's a fair assessment what has been said, or like this being a Juventus and having like probably the best goalie of the century with us for 20 years, it's gonna always be an issue there?
I think Buffon aura will always be there. Personally, right now, as a person, I feel safer with Perin.
Interesting. Okay, let me ask you that.
Yeah.
So what makes you say that, right? So now going back to the question I asked, Edo, weaknesses, strengths, what is that Perin you think is able to do that Di Gregorio still has, improved for?
I see Perin, honestly, is a little more reactive. Like, he seems to have a little more spring in his leg. Di Gregorio, I mean, most of the time, I don't remember which game it was, that it was in this little box and he didn't come out. He stayed on his line and he got the goal and he just collapsed back in the back of the net. I don't think that Perin, as I said, to me, he has a little more spring in his leg. He can reach more balls than I think Di Gregorio has or tries to. And Perin seems a little more, I don't know if he's yelling, but he seems a little more expressive with the defenders than Di Gregorio. Di Gregorio seems more like,
I agree on that. But I have a question for you about this. Why do you think we have so many coaches and they all pick him instead of Perin?
I mean, that can be also like a hierarchy kind of a situation, meaning they just bought him, he's 26, they want to try to give him time. And otherwise, why do you buy somebody and, and play him?
So do you think it's not because it's better than him in training?
I don't know. I mean, I know Matteo, for example, hates Perin. I don't know why. He hates Perin, maybe because it's not good with his feet, I'm not sure. I agree with Mauro when like in between in the box, to me they're like comparable. That they both, can perform. I think there is a hierarchy kind of a situation there, honestly, and that was established at the very beginning, and they're keeping it. I don't know if the Gregorio is that much better than Perin.
But you think the coach comes in and the management tells him like, no, he has to play because we pay him like 500,000 more than the other one?
I mean, not that the coach comes in and says that, but like at the beginning of the season there are clear hierarchies, and this starts back with when Giuntoli bought him. All right, so it started there. Even between the players, hey, Perin, you're going to stay, you're going to be the second one, and Di Gregorio is going to be the first one, right? It starts like that. It's been a year and a half like that. Now Spalletti arrives would switch that, put Perin in, it wouldn't be like at the right moment to send a message. So I think Spalletti doesn't count. You're saying pretty much if the coach is picking him, it's because he's better.
To me, Spalletti likes him more as an assistant coach than a player.
Who?
Perin.
Again, I don't. Here's
Did you
the
see
point.
what happened with Adzic?
No, what happened? I don't remember.
And the other game where he asked Perin, "Oh, do you think you should put him in?"
Oh yeah. But the thing is this. Let's put it this way. I think if the Gregorio is injured for a month or two and Perin is to play, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen?
We have a good number 12. Yeah, I agree.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
But to me, guys, so it's the same reason we keep going to the Pacific. Like we Locatelli. If every coach comes back
No.
he puts him.
No, it doesn't have options. The coaches didn't have options with Locatelli. It's different. That is a completely different.
So
story.
we have more option. We have more option with the goalie than with the Locatelli.
There is two. Yeah, of course. There is two, and there has been like a hierarchy, and there was an investment done. There is a lot done. And again, one is not that much better than the other. So at that point, I would invest to the one that might improve and get better and be better in the long run and be my next goalie for the next 5 years over the one that is 33.
Yeah, but okay,
right.
Okay, but,
so,
but next year, guys, I want to break it to you. We're not gonna have the money to buy anybody. So let's be clear for the beginning with like spend 50 million for the goalie, 50 million for this guy. We're not gonna have the money to do it. So let me be clear about it.
You ask me, the goal it's not a problem right now.
Okay, because Carnesecchi is like at least $50 million, for example.
But Carnesecchi, everybody speaks about Carnesecchi, all right?
Yeah.
I see Carnesecchi like I don't think is that much better than the Gregorio. Maybe he's a little bit better. I wouldn't spend 50 million on Carnesecchi. I would spend 50 million on Maignan. I would spend 50 million on Donnarumma. You get a top class player, then you spend 50 million. Otherwise, you're good how you are.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying, like Carnesecchi is the kind of players that yes, he can go and to get the ball from you in that situation and make the miracle.
Maybe,
but consistency is not his biggest strength. And to go to a player like that, you want to go to Donnarumma. But Donnarumma, you're going to play at this point. Each time he changes team, he want more. So probably right now he's going to be around the 20 million a year net with taxes. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. With the option, maybe we can have Maignan as a free agent. Yeah, this is one of the options for next year, not January. Yeah, not talking about January. No, so people are talking about January now. I don't think January is happening. So
we also talk about Buffon. We also forget that again, I'm not taking anything away from Buffon, but Buffon and probably one of the best three defenders in front of him. Also, so the type of shots that the defense allows to come in, how many saves like a goalie can do in a game, also like.
Julia, we have to tell that we are missing probably a little bit a scouting team, because when Buffon was playing with Parma, you could tell it was great already. If you remember the game against Milan, he was 17 years old, like Donnarumma. You can tell these guys would have become one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So probably we need to start lower level, start to find a good goalkeeper that has the potential to grow and secure him for the future.
I agree with you, but we need to do this like at every level, honestly, because those very few that they brought in, like they just got rid of them like he was nothing. We got rid of Sule like it was nothing, Hausen like it was nothing. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's non-stop. So,
I mean, I think that between when Andrea Agnelli left and the end of Giuntoli era, there has been a lot of disasters being made. Selling players for like not tons of million, and buy cheap quality ones for a lot of money. But that's not the topic. Going back to the goalkeeper,
No,
I
I
would
mean,
say
it's a good point.
probably we should. I don't know. I like Butets from Como, for example. He has been doing great so far. But again, as Bilo said, we don't have the money.
If you think about it,
someone-
Di Gregorio was great in Monza. We got him because like he had an amazing season, 2 seasons in Monza, and we got. That is also the coming to Juventus kind of as a situation that becomes a problem. Like we've seen it with coaches, we've seen it with players, So it's like it's difficult to see if they're like Juventus material. Di Gregorio was great in Monza. I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he's done that much wrong with us either. Honestly, if you ask me. But that's me. But what is he saying here? Oh, okay. Speaking of players, as much as we made fun of him in the beginning, Kelly had the most impressive growth, dedication, balance, and balanced performance. Mauro, what do you think?
I agree. Defense-wise, this season at least, he has been, I believe, the most reliable. It will be interesting when he comes back. Where is Cobb Miners going to go?
Is he injured? Is he not playing because he's injured?
I think so. Yeah, it's injured.
Okay, so that brings me back to another topic, Cobb Miners. I want to talk about players. So once Kelly's back, what's going to happen? Cobb Miners is going to come back on the bench. He's going to play there. He's going to play in the mid. I mean,
now we have option in that area of the field. We have option now. Miretti's back.
That was my next topic.
Yeah, and so we have. If you want to play with 3 midfielders, you have at least 2 good ones that can come from the bench. So now
who do you play with if you need to play with 3?
The top 3 are Locatelli, Cobb Miners, Thuram.
Do you think those are the one that gives you more balance?
At the moment, yes. And you can have a period of the game that you might want something from Adzic, but to me, he's not ready to be a midfielder that he does both phases. No, Adzic. He cannot do both phases right now. Right now, he's just up there, and he's an option that he can shoot from outside.
I don't know,
man.
I like
some
him.
duels with the headers, but he doesn't come back the way he supposed to come back.
Edo, do you agree?
He's not a box-to-box.
No.
Well, who is box-to-box right now? Thuram, maybe. What? He's not in good shape.
McKennie, maybe.
McKennie, I like him.
He's not a defending midfielder.
I like McKennie as a jolly. That whenever you have a problem, you put McKennie and he can solve you the problem. But as a midfielder, starting midfielder, I have a problem to have him in the 3.
Mauro, what about you? What are your 3 midfielders? Which one do you pick? Now we have Adzic, we have Miretti, Cobb is coming back to shape. Locatelli is always in great shape, at least physically. And there is Thuram Thuram, when he's in shape, I think he should play.
No, I mean, yeah, if everybody's in perfect shape, I would agree. Locatelli, Thuram, Cobb Miners.
Considering what you have seen.
In current shape, I'll probably prefer McKennie to Thuram right now, based on what he has shown. And,
so, Thuram, Locatelli, and?
Cobb Miners.
Edo.
McKennie on the right, Cobb Miner on the center left midfield, which is, the center back left or midfield left. And then McKennie on center back right.
I want to know what Edo and Andrea think about this too.
I mean, we haven't seen much outside of these top 3 so far, so it's, yeah.
È scritto non si tocca però.
E se no doveva mettere l'occa.
It's good to have options. I think physically it's very, I don't know what's going on with Thuram, because other than he had a little injury and then he kind of missed a couple games, now he's coming back, but he seems, I don't know, he gets tired much more quickly than everybody else in the midfield. Maybe it's because he has these long runs and whatnot, but
yeah, and then it's so imprecise.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. I don't remember him being at the top at like 85th minute. Like at some point after 60 minutes or something, he's done. And it's weird because he has, all the skills and, God-given structure to just be dominant physically. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I mean, I have to go with the top three right now, and hopefully see Miretti a lot more in the mix, because I think quality-wise, he's good. I like him. He's young. He needs a fair shot.
I mean, it looked like a light in the dark, honestly, when he came in those 5 minutes. Finally, somebody that got the ball, started running forward, and do what a midfielder does.
Head held up. Yeah.
We don't see that often. And he did like a
no,
pass
I
that
mean,
was
if
amazing.
you think of, the first games ever he played with us, I think it was a stretch with Allegri. I kind of remember his first game with Roma, I think, at the Olimpico. He was like, I don't know, 17 or something. He looked unreal. Like, the quality is there. It's undeniable. Maybe mentally struggled a little bit, even when he went to Genoa, didn't quite blew it out of the water.
It didn't do that bad in general, though.
No, but I mean,
first part of the season, it wasn't that good. Then he came out.
But I mean, I think the quality is there. And Spalletti mentioned, I think yesterday after the game, that probably our biggest fault yesterday was sort of lack of quality in the build-up. Maybe we gained the ball back and then we kind of lost it right away because we weren't, clean enough in the short passes and stuff like that. So he could provide maybe that spark in terms of quality that we kind of need. So yeah, I would love to have him.
And by the way, that was something Allegri was saying a lot. It was from the Allegri book that technically we had to be better. So I like that reference a lot.
I mean, that's what's been
this is what soccer is about. Yeah,
for years.
No many coaches talk about that. So I like to see that from.
Andrea, what about you? What do you think about our needs? Like who?
If I had enough money to pay myself to have Locatelli on the bench, I would give all the money in the world not to see him playing again for you.
So who do you pick? What are your three picks right now?
Coop did it when he played for AZ Alkmaar as a defensive midfielder. I would pick Coop for sure. And I would like to see Miretti and Thuram. This is my three midfielders.
That's an interesting mix. I always thought that Coop Miners was going to be, Locatelli's. No, they were going to switch Locatelli and Coop Miners. Everybody thought the Coop Miners were going to be like the.
Coop Miners told after the game during the interview that he likes to build up the action and he wants to have the ball like from behind it to start the action. Let the guy do his thing, I would say.
Which that brings me to, I think that move of having Coop Miners in the back is what helped us the past two games, because we haven't had a defender that was moving past the first line of the attackers of the other team since Bonucci. Nobody does that. We are always like passing this ball there. Locatelli, defender, Locatelli to the side, Locatelli back to the defender. Somebody throws the ball to the right or the left, right? So the defender moves, and does that kind of movement, brings the ball out of the goal, allows the midfielders to move forward. So we're not so that back into our half. So I think that helps us a lot because we don't have those type of defenders. Now, once you play with Real Madrid, Barcelona, and then, I don't know, Coop Miners could be defending because then you need to defend since you're like in back line. But I think it helped us with the smaller teams the past two games, which brings me to another question to you guys.
Can I say one thing,
yeah.
Julio? One player that, if he would be in a good shape, that Spalletti could have transformed in something like in gold, would have been Douglas Lewis.
It could be. It could be. I mean, it could be. I had a lot of faith in that player last year, even if when he played that little, he showed he had something, But
I think he's injured again, like long term.
Yeah. That's why I was mentioning his physical tenure.
So they're not gonna pay.
Somebody's asking
They're gonna
this.
give us the money. They're not gonna give us the money.
Who wants to take this question?
Let me say hi to Domenico. He's one of the Boston people.
I wasn't impressed
Ciao,
with him.
Domenico.
I was not impressed with that guy.
What's his name?
Humeland.
Homeland.
Yeah, it was one of the names that were like going around.
Another 50 million. Another 50 million.
Yeah. One of the
Yeah.
crazy things.
Not impressed.
Yeah,
No,
you don't want
I mean,
to pay. You don't want 50 million for the guy.
The ref. I didn't like him.
So
No, I like the guy. What's his name? The guy with the mustache was playing
Trincao.
Trincao. That's a
Trincao.
good player. Man,
Trincao.
that's a good one.
But I wanna ask. Sorry, Giulio.
yeah, go ahead.
Do we all on board about the 3 midfielders instead of 2?
I mean, if you put 2 midfielders, then how we are playing? 4-4-2?
No, but lately we were playing 3-4-2-1, no?
So going back to that.
I prefer.
Yeah, I would personally prefer to have 3 midfielders. I want to see if everybody else agrees.
I agree with the 3 midfielders.
Me too. 100%.
I think the 3 midfielders would, having at least one of the 3 that knows what to do with the ball, not being scared of it, would give us more options when you build, But I mean, it's also the 2 that are playing. If you do 3-4-2-1, like the 2 that are playing, Kostic had a good game, right? When he played against Cremonese, then he came in now, and it was just 10-15 minutes. It didn't do that much. No, he played badly. So I don't know how many games Kostic has. Another question for you guys was like, what happened to João Mario? Where is it? What's going on with this guy?
That's a good question.
Like,
That's a very good question.
why is this guy not playing anymore?
I mean, if you put Cambias on the right, he's gonna be on the bench all the time.
He can play on the left, right?
I never seen him play on the left, but I think Cambiaso plays better on the right. It seems that
He does. I think he does. So one more player's question.
But
then...
Cambiaso doesn't need to play 90 minutes. So
right.
you could have a good distribution 60-30, and that would be ideal.
It's not...
To me, it's not.
Also, because when he gets tired,
it's not mandatory to play 90 minutes. Yeah.
But there was one thing against Sporting, like guys, like the 75th minute, they were done. They were tired. I mean, they were going 100 miles an hour, and then they lost it all.
Mm-hmm.
But on the right is crowded because you got Conceição and Zegrova too now. That at least minutes.
Zegrova, I think he was moving well. Like I think he again, these people need playing time. Like I don't think these are people that can come in and resolve it in 5 minutes. That's kind of like a problem we have ish. Because we have a lot of these players that need playing time, and now there's too many of them. Openda, Zegrova, Conceição.
David,
and that was my next question. David or Vlahovic, who do you want up front?
right now,
Both of them.
You tell me what you think.
to me, it's not even a question right now. But
Yeah, right.
I know people. I know Matteo, for instance, feels very different.
Well, Matteo's point is, and then I'll sorry, Billo, is that David plays more for the team than Vlahovic. Then, Vlahovic right now is going like a bull. You can see him. It's like he's spirited. He's going everywhere, but like he's making still a lot of mistakes. He's still not distributing the ball well and whatnot. So I know why you're saying that, but I know why he's saying Matteo is saying once there, David. But you want Vlahovic. Bill, what are you saying?
I think you have to play with the players that is in good shape. So Vlahovic is in a great
Vlahovic.
shape. Vlahovic is in a great shape, and when you have a player that he knows he can score. So the goal he scored like in Champions League, I'm for sure 100% like a month ago he would not have scored. The run he does, so he was so convinced to go there for that ball, and he will ever receive it right there. So it was a commitment, mentally is there, and he's doing it.
But that's
right
something
now,
that should be the normality. You shouldn't be like, oh, whoa, he did that. Let's have him play. That's the problem. He didn't do anything crazy with that goal. It just went where any striker should have gone. Well, I mean, you need to cut on the first post and expect the ball there. I mean, he normally hides behind the defender.
To me, they deserve to be praised when he does right. So he did right in the last couple of games.
Sure.
So to me, I don't see anything wrong. I know that I did a lot of bad things in the past, but right now I don't see anything wrong for me. Beside the fact,
well, one thing he did
makes,
very wrong.
Still makes a lot of mistakes. He makes a lot of mistakes in certain situations.
One was big.
He was the first one to admit that he had to pass the ball to McCann in the situation when he shoot, for example,
and
the second
to
half.
Cambiaso.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He would have put Cambiaso in front of the goal.
He said that, in the McKennie situation, he give the ball to him, he's going to score. So he knew that he was
those
going
are
to
not Those are not small details in a game.
But he realized that. He knows. So he said that immediately at the end of the game, fresh. So I like to see him with Openda a lot. I feel like Openda makes him play very well. David, I think, I like him a lot with at the beginning of the season with Tudor for what he was able to do, being with his back to the goal and able to start the new build up. So clean the ball, going from around. He's not a tall striker. When we got him, we knew that. He's a short number 9. So you cannot deliver and just cross for him. So, well, I don't know. We have to see.
Andrea, how do you feel about Vlahovic and David?
Dusan has to be the starter as of now, for sure. I would like to see how Spalletti wants to play. If he wants to play 2 center forwards or just keep like Vlahovic and then Ildiz and Openda. But I'm very curious to see if they can coexist, David and Dusan. Because I think at the end of the day, they are not similar players. So probably they should be able to stay closer and play well together. Definitely there's something like going on in the locker room, and a lot of players need a mental reset. And David seems one of those. Because if you look at these guys, you cannot tell they are not in a bad shape. Like, I mean, unless they are playing for 100 games in a row like Ildiz, then eventually you're tired because you played all the time.
Right.
But, like, I hope that he will be going on with this mental work and fix this aspect, because to me, Dusan is the perfect example. I mean, or Cook Miners. These guys are like beasts.
Yeah.
You should be able to deliver all the time, and you're paid for that. If you're not delivering, if you're committing a lot of mistakes, like he has done in the past few months, something else going on. And it's not on his foot, it's on his mind. So I would pick up Vlahovic as a starter, and then I would like to see playing them together.
Mauro, I want you tell me between Vlahovic and David, and then I have a question for everyone.
I would pick Vlahovic, especially because right now it seems, especially with Kostic and Cambiaso against Cremonese, but even against Sporting, we seem to do a lot of crosses. And Vlahovic, I think, is the only one with a reasonable chance of header, because as you pointed out, David is not, very tall.
Missed a big one, David. The only one he had was like in the hands of the goalie.
Yeah, which, by the way, the Sporting goalie did 2-3 good saves. One with Vlahovic, I believe, as well.
Two with Vlahovic.
Yeah.
On the header, and then the
shot from outside, yeah.
All right, guys.
Vlahovic.
I have a question for you. Like, quick. All right. You need to keep 3 players. Which one? Only 3 players of the team. Which one you keep? And you need to get rid of 3. Which one you get rid of? Right now. Boom. Edo Strozen. Billo.
Keep 3 players for the
And get rid of
future.
3 players.
Okay, Bremer, Ilditz. I have a hard time to give you the third one. I think that those 2 are the best one, and we
3.
have
You need to
some,
keep 3.
So we have some project in the future.
Okay. What's the third that you?
The third I'm gonna keep. Let's speak to him. No.
Everybody's gonna pick these 3. So you guys can't pick the one I've been told already. Andrea.
Oh shit! This is tough then. So if I'm not allowed to pick the ones already,
Let's say nobody's allowed to pick those 3. I feel everybody will pick those 3. So besides those 3,
I would
what
say
are your
those 3.
investments?
I would say Kalulu, consistent. I love him. Conceição, for sure. And I would say Dusan,
Okay.
as of now.
I don't know if Edo is there. He's been in the same position. For
No, it's
about
frozen.
2
It's
minutes.
frozen.
Okay. Mauro, what are your 3? Your 3.
3 to keep. Not to mention Kelly, McKennie, and Cambiaso.
You will keep McKennie, Cambiaso, and Kelly.
Yeah. Of those that haven't been said, yes.
No, I mean, we said only the first 3. Bremer, Ilditz, and Thuram can't be picked. Then you can pick anybody else.
No, yeah, then, I mean, I would pick Conceição, then I would still pick Kelly, based on what he has shown, and Cup Miners.
Okay. Edo, you're there? What is it?
They put me in the basement and.
Okay, Bilo. So the 3 you would get rid of.
The 3 I will get rid of. Oh my god! No, wait for the end of the season. I don't want to say anybody. No.
No. Come on.
No, I don't want to say it. Pinsoglio.
No, come Pinsoglio.
Pinsoglio. Poi.
All right. Leave it alone.
Rui.
Edo, are you there? Is he still with us? Okay, Edo is not there. Okay. When he comes back, we'll ask him. All right. So, next games are going to be Torino at home. Then there is a break. Then Fiorentina away, Bodo Glimt away, and Cagliari at home. That's November. All right. I feel there is no room here to miss anything. One, because they're a relatively easy game. I think the most difficult actually might be Fiorentina.
With a new coach.
Do we know who it is?
Belotti, what's that? Oh my god.
Did they pick somebody already?
Yeah.
Vanoli.
Vanoli.
Edo tries to get in. So, if you of these 4 games, Torino, Fiorentina, Bodo Glimt, and Cagliari, which one you think could be the most challenging, and how many points we can afford to lose there?
Bodo Glimt.
That's the most challenging.
You're gonna go play probably what was gonna be like 28 there when they're gonna go play there on turf. So I don't know. And if you go out on the pub the night before, there are a lot of beautiful girls. So I don't know.
So they're not gonna be physically ready. So we're like in Champions League for 4 games left. All right.
Yeah.
Bodo is away. Pacos, what's the name? Palos?
Paphos.
Paphos. Paphos at home, and then Benfica at home and Monaco away. Let's just finish talking about Champions League, all right? Edo has been gone for a while, so let's have him tell us what the situation is for us. We're like now in 26th place, I think. So only 24th, up to the 24th, go to playoff. What are our chances and what are the must? I mean, we thought Sporting was a must win and we didn't win. Here we are. We're still alive though.
I mean, it was a must win, but Sporting is a good team. You know, it wasn't the easiest of, we were playing at home, that's fair, but right now, I mean, we don't have many options. Like, we could probably just need 3 wins out of the 4 and somehow make it. But
And what are the 3 wins out of the 4?
I mean, I know we're playing in freaking
I don't even know which country.
Circle, whatever Bodo thing on turf, which already scares me for injuries because, like,
Norway.
Norway.
When you switch between grass and turf, all shit happens, and I don't want to do that. But you gotta have to play there anyway. But you have to win it. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, so that's a must win. There is no way around it.
Even though they beat Villarreal today, I mean, you gotta. I mean,
that's at home.
It's at home, and it's
so
whatever you want to say. It's a couple of tiers below us. So
okay. So those are 2 6 points that it's a must. Then we have Benfica at home, and right now Benfica is at 0.
0 point. Yeah. 0.
Yeah, but we always do poorly with the Portuguese team. Like it's
okay.
One of those...
So let's say 1 point with Benfica. Then we're gonna win in Monaco.
Yeah, I mean,
really. So Monaco is your third.
Yeah, we gave ourselves no room for error, right? Literally, like I wouldn't even want to try the 3+1. Like I just want to win all of them.
You need to win at least 3. There is no way around.
At least 3 and hope for the best.
You need to win 3.
I think we might be okay with 2 wins, 2 draws. One good thing that we have against certainly whoever I believe right now occupies the last spot is that we have a way better goal differential than Napoli because of the tennis match that they play against PSV. So at the end of the day, that may play a lot of importance, the goal differential. Right now, I think we have -1, which I believe is the best goal differential of the last 7 teams that are in the playoff spot. So that's comforting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you think that with 2 wins and 2 draws, we can still make it? Because that will bring us to 3, 6, 8 plus 3 will be 11 points.
I think we could.
I think with 10. We good.
So 3 wins and 1 draw. What's the draw?
We already have 3 points, so we can.
If we get to 10 points, that's enough.
Yeah.
Andrea, what do you think?
Yeah, I think 3 wins, 1 draw. That's it. As Edo said, Bodo scares me a shit. Especially, I don't know. Bremer is coming back after the national team stops.
After.
Don't play
after Bodo.
Oh, no.
Like it's terrible. But yeah, hopefully on paper, with this new spirit, come on, we should be able to face all these teams.
I think we need 3 wins, and that's it. I think we need 3 wins plus 3 points, 12 points. 3 wins. It needs to be the next 3. I think the next 3 are the easiest. Benfica might be a Portuguese team, but like there is 0 points. And with the last Portuguese team 2 days ago, we deserved to win. Like, largely.
We have a credit with luck for sure.
Largely. So
isn't Mourinho the coach of Benfica?
Yeah.
He is.
He's gonna park us in front of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, he might, but yeah, he might. So, last thing, we're like at the prediction time. So, last week, the only one that predicted a draw, I think, was Mauro, if I'm not mistaken, against Cremonese, right? 1-1. So everybody else predicted a win, and a win it was. So derby coming up, 9 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday. What are your predictions, Bill?
One player that always scares me when we play against is Simeone, and now he plays for Torino, so definitely I'm scared of him. Beside that, yeah, now we have the momentum. We gotta keep going.
So tell us, what's your prediction?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Before we move on with the predictions, I need to understand one thing. Why Edo's internet never works? I mean, he was in Pasadena, it wasn't working. He moved to Boston, and it's still not working. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Is it your headphone that like interferes? What is it?
I have no clue, but there's got to be something. I don't know, which is also very interesting because I can hear you and I can see you, but I just drop out. I don't know what the hell is going on.
All right, back to the prediction. Billo had 2-0 for before we lose you, Edo, for Saturday derby.
Yeah, I would say 2-0.
2-0. Mauro.
I'm scared about Zapata in Turin because against us he always nasty, but 1-0 Cortomuso.
1-0. Mauro,
Like
1-0. Andrea.
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Andrea. Who is anybody in the chat who wants to give us their prediction? Feel free to write it down. I'm gonna go with
Abram, say tell us.
Abram, Giovanni. I'm gonna go with just a large win, like a 3-0. Giovanni, 4-1. There you go. 3-0. Who else? Anybody else in the chat? What is your member? Mimo left.
Giovanni is implying a Loca hat trick, right?
Yeah, I mean, his shots from outside the box have been impressive. So it could
He hit
be.
the post the other day. Don't complain.
Shall we talk about Thuram's shots outside the box?
Mamma mia. Mamma mia.
Both of them back to back.
Mamma mia. Yeah, there was an unlucky game though. Like we really deserved to win. So I hope. What's the next one? Bodo Klimt. All right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you all. It was fun. It's been an hour. Fingers crossed for Saturday. We're on a good streak. Let's keep it up like that. Forza Juve. Fino alla fine.
Fino alla fine.
And see you next Wednesday.
Alla fine.
Ciao.
Bye, guys. Ciao.
Yeah.
Ciao.